Before there was Flock watching us in the streets, Shotspotter was listening, raising similar concerns about surveillance and over-policing. Now, ShotSpotter's contract in Denver is up, and the city is considering alternatives. Our Angeline McCall has been keeping an ear to the debate.
The devices might be hidden, almost unnoticeable, but the conversation around them has never been quiet.
This was a whole community full of people that were against this, and you know, we are rarely listened to in our community.
10 years ago, youth violence advocate Jason McBride spoke out when Denver approved a contract for ShotSpotter, technology that uses audio to detect gunshots.
Anytime these things come, it negatively affects people in my community. And that did influence police to come more into communities that with people that look like me.
He worried then that the devices would disproportionately send more police to communities of color. And he says, a decade later, he's not convinced it's been effective. Here's some of the data. DPD says ShotSpotter led to about 103 arrests per year since 2020. Compare that to the last 3 months alone, when DPD made 8,000 arrests just in Q2 of 2026.
The city has wasted so much money just not listening to the citizenry who is under these things that they're trying to do.
Just as loud as the opponents in this conversation over the years are supporters, like council member Kevin Flynn.
The ShotSpotter technology has been very useful in identifying the location of hotspots where there's been a lot of gunfire reported.
He said he would rather have the technology and see those roughly 100 arrests per year than none at all.
I get tagged on social media, "Councilman, I hear gunshots in such and such a neighborhood." And I always reply, "Did you call it into DPD?" And they say no.
He points to other data that ShotSpotter has issued more than 25,000 alerts, and in 87.6% of those, no one called 911, meaning police wouldn't have arrived at all.
600 some arrests over that time period, and the recovery of illegal weapons would not have happened without the ShotSpotter.
The contract will be up in just a few months. A decade later, it proves the conversation is far from over.
Since 2021, DPD credits ShotSpotter with helping in the recovery of 721 firearms. Just as a comparison, though, they recovered 474 firearms in the past 3 months or so. The 5-year, $4.7 million contract is up in December, and DPD says they are considering alternatives or potentially even sticking with the same vendor. Kyle.
I feel like those of us old enough to remember when ShotSpotter was new, right? That was the thing that everybody was very concerned about. I honestly don't know that I had given it a bit of thought in 5-10 years as kind of Flock rose to prominence.
Yeah, certainly. This is kind of like the original Flock conversation, right? When we talk about policing, what kind of communities and neighborhoods that police go into, and certainly when we talk about surveillance. And this is something that citizens have become more and more concerned about. It seems like, the dialogue with Flock has become even larger than this original conversation with ShotSpotter just 10 years ago now.
Angeline McCall, thank you.